The neck tells no lies. If you're finding yourself frustrated with the appearance of your aging neck skin, you're in luck because Maelove has dropped a new neck cream as of today. I know what you're thinking. Neck cream? Neck cream. It's not enough to have a face cream, a body cream, a foot cream, a hand cream, an eye cream. Now we need a neck cream? Yeah, I know. It sounds absurd, but let's get into this video. What's going on in their new neck cream ingredient-wise? Is there anything legit, promising, neck-specific, if you will? How does it perform? Did it get me results? What was the texture like? And importantly, is this even worth it? And if not, what's an alternative that gets similar or better results? Oh, you're in luck. We are covering all of these things. Now, disclosure, this is new on their website, I believe as of today. That's what I was told. They actually sent this to me a couple of months ago. They were brave enough, all right? This isn't a sponsored video. I wasn't required to even talk about this ever, but they were brave enough to send this to me thinking, we're gonna see what she thinks. Maybe she'll review it. That right there that's playing the lottery, because you know I don't hold back when it comes to my opinion on things. It's called the Forever Firm Peptide Neck Treatment. Now, what is it about the neck that is just a problem territory? Neck skin is delicate and exposed, all right? So because of that, it's one of those areas of your body that shows cumulative sun damage early and fast, just like the backs of your hands. The neck is also kind of neglected territory. A lot more people are paying attention to it. They're learning, oh, maybe I should be taking my moisturizer, my sunscreen down to my neck. But sometimes it's like, why was I not doing this all along? The thing about neck skin though is that certain ingredients that you might be using on your face and tolerating just fine end up being really irritating on delicate neck skin, such as certain exfoliating acids. So you can run into even worsening of the appearance of what I call dehydration wrinkles from using harsh exfoliants, even topical retinoids on the neck. It's not to say that these ingredients are off limits there, but they can be super irritating on delicate neck skin and just send you down the path of neck suffering. There's a specific type of aging that happens on the neck related to cumulative sun damage called poikiloderma of Savant. You have areas where the skin is actually atrophied, prominent telangiectasias, and this kind of mottled discoloration. This is actually very hard to correct, so if we can prevent things, all the better, and prevention is going to be sun protection. Some of this might also reflect this kind of chronic low-grade irritation, perhaps to fragrances. For some people, it's almost also kind of grouped into this kind of chronic photodermatitis, possibly related to spraying perfume on your neck. You can also have these types of changes on your upper chest as well, the whole décolleté area, as a matter of fact. The other thing that pops up with regard to neck skin as we age is, well, prominent sagging. You start losing a lot of support, not just the collagen that leads to wrinkles, but a lot of the supportive framework, and there's this tendency for everything to descend, right? Gravity takes hold, you get descent into the lower face, jowls, and some people even develop what they refer to as turkey neck. Their words, not mine, okay? I'm not calling anybody a turkey, but prominent skin redundancy, folds, sagging skin. Let's just cut to the chase. There is not a cream that is going to lift or firm that degree of laxity, sagging. You're gonna need cosmetic procedures, even tretinoin, okay? Like the gold standard anti-aging, boosting collagen type thing, even that, it's not going to radically, dramatically change the course of those types of neck changes. And when it comes to the appearance of poikiloderma of Savant, we're also talking procedural, okay? Multimodal things. Yeah, some topicals can help, like retinol, for example, and of course, sun protection, but you're really needing to lean into the dermatologist toolbox of procedures. And so keep all of that in mind. But peptides, as you guys know, receive a lot of hype. And I'm not totally against peptides. I think peptides are fun to include in your skincare. I do personally find, oops, I'm using a peptide cream, didn't even realize it, because they're sprinkled in a lot. And then I find like, oh yeah, I kind of see like my skin seems to be appearing a little bit better, a little firmer. I believe overall that most peptides probably help your skin out just by helping with water retention. Basically like fancy little sciencey humectants. I mean, humectants are science-based, but you know what I mean. Just another spin on a humectant. But there is some interesting research behind some cosmetic peptides for improving wrinkle depth, improving the appearance of wrinkles, even having a lifting effect. And you have to take those those little studies with a grain of salt because they are small usually, the studies, like as far as the number of people in them. And they're oftentimes funded by, the manufacturer, which doesn't necessarily always mean that it's a complete, scratch that, ignore it type of a thing, but just another layer of skepticism that you should weave in. But all that to say, let's get into this Maelove thing. Like I said, they sent this to me, but this is not sponsored. So I've been using it since September. It's called the Forever Firm Peptide Neck Treatment. It is fragrance-free. It's a thick, rich cream with Prunus domesticus seed oil. That is plum kernel oil, rich in free fatty acids, antioxidants like vitamin E. It's an emollient, but it's nice in products because it doesn't feel like you're smearing oil all over your face necessarily and that you're all greasy, but it gives that nice emollient touch to things that softens dry, rough skin, smooths the skin surface, and so you get some just visible improvement in the way the skin looks. Not necessarily immediately structurally changing the game here, but you do get some visible improvement in skin appearance. Couple that with things like shea butter and squalane also in this, and you've got, the makings of, well, a moisturizer. Throw in a little ghk-cu. I know I'm saying that wrong, okay? But a Theobroma grandiflorosum seed butter, and you start getting a lot of rich moisturizing ingredients. Right off the bat, that alone will make your neck look better. Like if you've not been moisturizing your neck, taking your moisturizer down to your neck, and you start putting this on, those ingredients alone in this will get you somewhere, okay? Because it's going to help reduce transepidermal water loss, improve hydration, done and dusted. Now, you also get into this territory of peptides, okay? And so here's where everybody's ears perk up. You have copper tripeptide 1. Copper tripeptide 1 is of interest in the realm of wound healing. It may have some anti-inflammatory properties to it, and legitimately it has been shown to improve collagen production, albeit that is mostly cells in a dish type research. It also has been shown to improve hair growth. Now, people get freaked out. Am I going to start growing hair on my neck? Probably not, okay? Probably not. No one's started growing hair on their face, their neck from using this that we can tell, all right? Maybe some people report that, but it's hard to know if it's just anecdote or what's going on. It shouldn't basically turn little peach fuzz hairs into terminal coarse hairs that you now have to shave or remove, okay? Even the way it works in the scalp would not end up doing that. So probably not. But I wanted to mention that in case you're already ahead 6 chapters and you want to be like, what about the hair growth thing? Am I going to grow hair on my neck? No, you're not. I mean, do I look like I have a hairy neck? And I've been using it for a couple of months now. Now, you also have acetylhexapeptide 8. And I have been doing these types of reviews long enough now that I see acetylhexapeptide 8 and I don't even have to go remind myself what its name is. It's argireline. Yeah. That is Botox in a bottle. Remember, small peptide that allegedly is going to get in and act at the site of the neuromuscular junction to relax wrinkles that appear with movement. Yeah, the likelihood that that actually happens is slim to none, but at any rate, this particular peptide has been shown when applied topically to improve the appearance of wrinkles. Done. Then you've got the Mambo combo that is billed as matrixyl, right? It's palmitoyl tripeptide 1 and palmitoyl tetrapeptide 7. And what these two peptides do is one of them kind of reduces some of the inflammation markers, if you will, that are, aligned with collagen destruction, and the other one is thought to stimulate collagen production. Matrixyl has objectively been shown in actual clinical studies on people, all right, not just cells in a dish, when used twice a day for about 2 months to reduce overall wrinkle depth and wrinkle density. Like you take a step back, you look at your neck, and you see fewer obvious wrinkles. Woohoo! And it's also been shown to kind of have a lifting effect, all right? Take it with a grain of salt here, all right? And again, if you have prominent sagging, no peptide cream is going to lift that. But when they bill things like this as firming, what they're talking about is moisture retention plumps and firms the skin surface. For sure, it can really help with that kind of dry crepiness, which a lot of people end up developing on top of whatever other age-related neck changes they have, especially women around menopause with a decline in estrogen and water content is just like something that becomes harder to maintain in the skin. Then we've got good old-fashioned ceramides, lipids naturally found in skin's outermost layer, going to help with barrier integrity. Ceramides are another one of those things that skin becomes a little less efficient, if you will, at making with age. We're more inclined, again, to more water loss. So nice to have those in there. Then it's got niacinamide, which if you tolerate it, it doesn't burn or sting. Fantastic ingredients. One of the more evidence-based cosmetic ingredients out there, and it has been shown to be really helpful for things like irritation, inflammation, redness, skin yellowing, which is a manifestation of glycation, and niacinamide is also really good for discoloration. So we're talking improved skin tone as well. Couple the niacinamide with licorice root in this, an anti-inflammatory that is good for both redness and hyperpigmentation. And you start to get into the territory of things that just kind of brighten up and even out overall skin tone, in this case on the neck, because that's where we're putting it, presumably. Although I didn't mention, you can take this down to the chest. It's a chest cream too as well. Also, sunflower seed oil, meadow foam seed oil, woohoo, and panthenol. I mean, this has a lot of good moisturizing ingredients in it. So, all right, now that you know what is in this purple tube, what is it like? Well, it's a really thick cream, and I will say you don't need very much to get good coverage across the entire neck surface, the upper chest. You really only need like a pearl-sized amount, we'll say, and it is rich. It is very moisturizing, and also slipping on over the hands, and it's like, oh, feeling better already. Really have liked this. Now, you can see immediately my neck looks a little brighter, it looks a little smoother, it looks a little younger, it looks a little firmer. A lot of that is simply moisturizing. I've been using this since around September, so close to 2 months now, and I find that it's been wonderful. No complaints, hasn't caused any irritation, and I do feel as though the skin on my neck looks great, feels great, isn't becoming dry, irritated. And I use a lot of products on my face, like exfoliating acids from time to time, topical retinoids, that I don't take down to my neck. Sometimes, however, they can dance on down there, and I do end up with a lot of neck irritation, dryness, scratching, and it's just miserable. So this is kind of also served for me as a neck skin protectant, reducing friction from like necklaces, collars that can lead to irritation, skin thickening, skin discoloration. Fantastic. Now, I know you're already thinking like, didn't you just use another neck cream that you reviewed a couple of months ago and thought was great? Yeah, I sure did. And that I finished up. Cetaphil's Hydrating Firming Neck Cream. Now, I did a sponsorship with Cetaphil on this product, okay? But this video is not sponsored. And that I love and would repurchase 100%. In contrast to this, the Cetaphil one, which is also fragrance-free, doesn't have any peptides going on, okay? There's no matrixyl, there's no argireline, there's no copper peptide. Sunflower seed oil, and it also has sweet almond oil, so emollients, right? The thing about the Cetaphil one that is different from this is it doesn't do the peptides like I pointed out. Instead, it does mandelic acid, which is an alpha hydroxy acid that, if tolerated on the neck, can help definitely improve the appearance of little fine dehydration wrinkles, improve moisture retention, gently exfoliate. And so I'm going to show you what my neck looked like towards the tail end of me using, right before I started using this, actually. And you can see like it's a pretty nice appearance as far as brightness. You can see I don't have much dry skin going on at that point. Within a couple of days of using that product, that the skin was indeed firmer to the surface. I took it down to my chest, no problem. Also wanted to mention the Cetaphil product has Centella asiatica leaf extract, which does have some sort of collagen helpful properties to it. All right, you'll notice it comes up in conversations around better wound healing, improving the final appearance of scars, improving the final appearance of stretch marks. So, and we know that Centella stuff's got antioxidants, anti-inflammatory. So that's really great to have that going on the neck for sure. No niacinamide in the Cetaphil product for those of you who are sensitive to niacinamide. So I really like the Cetaphil one. So after finishing the Cetaphil one is about when I started the Maelove one. And you can see what my neck looks like on one side here after finishing up the Cetaphil more or less. And you can see what my neck looks like after, getting to this point with the Maelove one 2 months in. There's really not much of a difference. So if the peptides in the Maelove thing are doing anything above and beyond what I was getting from just simply moisturizing my neck and incorporating gentle neck exfoliation with the antioxidants from Centella on board, if the peptides are really allegedly doing something additional, I'm just not really seeing much of an effect now 2 months in. I'm not really seeing a huge change, no change at all. Definitely got improvement using the Cetaphil one, stopped the Cetaphil one, and the benefits that I achieved with that were maintained using the Maelove one. So why am I bringing all of this up? I'm bringing it up because some of you are like, I don't like niacinamide. What else? Some of you guys are like, I don't like mandelic acid. Find me another one. Okay, so we got two here. You can kind of go off of ingredients, but we need to talk about the likely elephant in the room, and that is price differences. I have zero knowledge as of me sitting here and filming this video. Okay, the product is not on their website. The Maelove product It has not launched. It's not on their website. I do not know a darn thing about how much it costs. I would be willing to bet it is more expensive than Cetaphil's Hydrating Firming Cream. Cetaphil's Hydrating Firming Cream is $9.97 for 3.4 ounces. Maelove, first of all, is a great brand. I've used a lot of their products over the years, heavily recommended. Like they have this pigmentation serum with kojic acid that's great. I love their hair care line, but it's almost always going to be more expensive than a drugstore product because it's sort of a smaller brand. You know, they don't have the sort of big corporation backing, if you will, to get stuff to the consumer less expensive. You know what I mean? So there's that. Plus, the Maelove product has peptides, which oftentimes drive up the price point of a product. So I'm just willing to bet right off the bat that the Maelove one is more expensive. Now, would I choose Maelove over Cetaphil? Not necessarily. Okay, not necessarily. And a lot of it's going to come down as far as would I buy the Maelove one again to what this actually what they end up deciding to charge for this. Because if this particular moisturizer for the neck is, we'll say, more than $25, probably not going to repurchase it. Didn't blow my mind. Not bad. Have liked using it. It's not bad at all. It's good. It will moisturize your neck. It will reduce irritation, likely by reducing transepidermal water loss. It'll improve the appearance of those little dry dehydration wrinkles. But when you've used other things that do the same thing, then it's like, what does this bring into the table? If this product is over $30, if it's like $40, probably not going to buy it because for me personally, I don't really see that's a, you know, I didn't buy this. And so I have to think, you know, take a step back because I did receive this for free. I have to take a step back and be like, legitimately, okay, shopping around, would you buy this again, especially knowing that you already like the Cetaphil one? Probably not. Okay, if it's that expensive. Now, Maelove does have good sales, so if I were going to get it at some point again, it all depends on how much it costs. But I would also look out for those sales. But all that to say, the Maelove product is good. It's as good as the Cetaphil one as far as the results I got, which, you know, will vary from person to person quite a bit. Assuming it's going to be a lot more, the Cetaphil one worked just as well, and I probably will just go back to that. As a side note, I finished the body cream in the tub version from that line, the skin activator line, and I'm almost finished with the lotion, which I've been using on my body. That's a great line. If you missed my review of those Cetaphil products, definitely check that out. But anyway, let me know in the comments if this is something that came into your email inbox today. Hopefully, you know, this video was helpful to you all. It's a good product, but, you know, we have a lot of other products just as good as this that might be more in line with your budget. So just being honest, you know, can't pretend that this is something above and beyond what it actually is. Let me know in the comments though if this is something you plan to check out, if you even are concerned about neck stuff. I assume you are. Why would you watch this? Some of you guys just are nice like that and watch my videos no matter what, but which I greatly appreciate. But yeah, hopefully this video was informative to you guys. On the end slate though, I will link my Cetaphil Skin Activator review, so check that one out if you missed it and you're intrigued to learn more about their neck cream. But if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and as always, don't forget, sunscreen and subscribe. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye!